I've been in a few of these myself. I'm going to take you inside what would be happening in the game review session right now at the Fremantle Dockers after losing another game within the last 4 minutes. Going to go through the game tape of that 4 minutes at Adelaide Oval and see what they did right and see what they did wrong. Let's do it. Righto, they are in front right now, the Freo Dockers, so they are in win mode. They want to save the game. They've got a defensive triangle set up at the stoppage here. Port Adelaide, on the other hand, they're in we must kick a goal. Zach Butters, Connor Rosario, you can see at the front of the stoppage here. He came out of that centre bounce. He follows the ball, clean pick up, gets it going forward, one-on-one. Can't really stop it, to be honest. Walker gets done by Horn Francis in this occasion, but with the 6-6-6 rule, you can't get a loose behind the ball and a quick stoppage like that. That's what you don't want for a Freo. You want a secondary stoppage. If you can slow that centre bounce clearance down, you can get someone behind, but with the 6-6-6, you can't, and it leaves a one-on-one exposed, and Jason Horn-Francis kicks the goal to send Port Adelaide in front, under a goal of difference still, though, with 3 minutes remaining. So the direct swap here is the last centre bounce Freo in a defensive triangle. Now they're going to be in attack mode. Ken Hinkley will be saying no +1 there. That was what that signal was from the bench. With 3 minutes to go, there's still a lot of time. So you want to get the footy. You want to possess it. You can just see Rosie's hard run out of the midfield stoppage there. They had to kick a goal at all costs. So it's going to be interesting now to watch the Fremantle breakdown, their centre bounce. Luke Ryan would probably like to keep that one in front as well by the looks of things. Brayshaw trailing Rosie. There was a few things they got wrong at that centre bounce, and they get their chance to rectify that now. So if you watch the next stoppage and how they're set up, it's different, right? The first time around, it was 3-on-3. Right now, you can see Port Adelaide own the outside of the stoppage. You got Butters closest to us on Sarong. He owns that side. You got Willem Drew on the other side to Jaiden Young. They're trying to stop it from coming out the front. We'll see how they go. Fremantle will be trying to get a nice little clearance here. Jackson taps to Young. That's probably where he wanted to go. And this is where the game now goes in to a secondary stoppage. So Port Adelaide will be getting a loose behind the footy, whereas Freo still want to open this stoppage up. You can see not many numbers come around this, and it's a complete mindset change for both sides. So yes, Freo are trying to attack here, come out the front, move the footy, and when they win it, which they do here, they want to come back through the middle of the ground. You don't want to keep it live and wide. You want to take it on through the middle, and Jordan Clark knows that. Balks the handball outside and comes back through the middle. It's a scrappy ball, and this is where this big incident happens with Bailey Banfield and Zach Butters. Look out. Look, it was a big hit, that one, and I know there's some stuff that's gone on there, but they win it, Freo, and they have an opportunity here to score. Caleb Sarong gets it out. Just some little fumbles. Fumble to Sarong from a hard 50-50, a fumble to Sharp, another couple there, and that's one opportunity that they don't get right, but that's what footy is, your ins and outs. And now Port Adelaide, they're in kill the clock mode. They want to slow this down, if possible, get a couple of short marks to take a bit more off, but they don't get that, so they go long down the line, which, quite frankly, is what Freo want. Best possible case, kick it out in the full. Jordan Clark gets the ball here as we get a little replay of that one. I think it was two players going hard at the footy. So right now, Jeremy Sharp gets it. He knows we're not going wide to the boundary here. We're keeping this live in play and you're kicking it inside. You want this post kick exactly where that was. It was a perfect kick by Jeremy Sharp. Port Adelaide good enough to win it, and they get another stoppage. So far, Port Adelaide have done pretty much perfectly. They've kicked the goal to go in front. They've got the secondary stoppage out of the centre bounce. They've got multiple repeat stoppages. Probably their only errors that out on the full that they've just had. If we stop it here for this stoppage, if we get a little bit of a pan out. So right now, the ideal play for Freo would be maybe a little tap out the back. You can see Sarong free at the front there. Nat Fyfe is putting on a block. That's elite stoppage craft. But you're not going to always win these hit-outs. Of course, Soldo had a huge day in this game, had over 50 hit-outs. Sarong, best option. Next option, usually at these, they come to the front. And if you're a smart player, You know Port Adelaide, if they win this, which they did for most of the day, they're tapping right to the front of the stoppage because they want the ball close to the boundary, don't they? Watch James Aish here. It's elite. He reads that. He gets him another inside 50 to Big Moose. That right there is Alex Pearce. Why is Alex Pearce leading out of the goal square? Well, his man, Alir, well, in this instance, maybe not Alir, but his man likely has gone loose behind the footy. So instead of playing loose v loose, which when you need to win the game, you don't want to win the ball back in your back line, Alex Pearce has gone forward to equalise. So although you don't want Alex Pearce necessarily as the man kicking for goal, he's playing as a forward in this play. Great spoil by Alir. They get another opportunity here, and this is their best. Caleb Sarong on his left foot. Look, I'm sure if he had his time again, he'd love to kick it, but that's an opportunity that doesn't get taken. That's the second one, isn't it? They had the last one with some fumbles, and that one right there is an opportunity that could have but wasn't taken. So a minute 26 to go. You're still trying to turn this footy over. You can see how high Fremantle are here with the kick-in structure. They don't want a deep loose. They want to turn this ball over as close to goal as they can to give themselves an opportunity to kick a goal. Port Adelaide, on the other hand, they'll have a set play here that they like to get numbers wide. They'd like a contest near the boundary. Ideally, this ball goes to as close to the boundary as possible. You can see the movement going towards that side. That's clearly their red time kick. This is a beautiful kick. It lands right where it needs to be. Spoil. Goodbye, Draper. Another little opportunity here. Jeremy Sharp's been involved in a few looking for a free high free kick. Doesn't get it done. So with 1:16, they get another stoppage opportunity. If you remember what happened last time around, love these shots here. You can talk it through. So Andy Brayshaw's free at the front of stoppage here. You can see that. Nat Fyfe blocked last time for Sarong. I'd say he'd be looking to do the same here. James Aish is the winger. He's at the back here. Could even be a high half back coming to get involved here. And then Jeremy Sharp is the other loose here. He'll be sweeping at the back of this stoppage on the fat side. So two Port Adelaide players at the back of the stoppage, Jason Horne-Francis, and another will be looking to equalise the stoppage. You don't want any loose Fremantle players. And as this plays out, you'll see them come through. Your nice little rotation there. Jason Burgoyne came to Brayshaw. Horne-Francis came in. Butters came in. Now, as we stop it here, they're pretty much equalised, aren't they? I think James Aish is that high half back coming up there, maybe the winger, or he may have pushed a winger inside in order to get maybe an outnumber at this stoppage. Ruckman come in. What do you know? It's the same tap. James Aish right there again. So clearly he's a really smart footy player, but he's matched this time by another intelligent footy player in Willie Rioli, who's there to chase, to tackle. They get a free kick. What do? Do you play on? No, you can see Jason Horne-Francis saying stop, Willem Drew saying stop, and Burgoyne listens to his teammates, stops. Why? Well, playing on is just kicking to a 50-50. You've won the ball. You want the ball slow. You want to take up time. And sometimes you don't get this right, but this time they do. They slow it down. Umpire calls for the ball to be stopped, and they win the ball back. Don't worry, Fremantle's got more opportunities coming. Willie Rioli fakes a cramp here. Ivan Soldo throws it on the ground, not sure. Interestingly enough, Ivan Soldo there, he's throwing the ball back to Willie Rioli. You'd ideally, for Port Adelaide, love your ruckman down the line here because you want this long, near the boundary, spoiled out of bounds, repeat stoppage. Gives you the best opportunity to defend behind it. Willie Rioli has a look inside, nothing there. He goes long. Probably a little far away from the boundary. I know that was always preached to us as players. You want this as close as possible so your forwards can kill it out. Usually it's the defenders. Well, this time, Freo defenders would be trying to mark, would be trying to spoil into the middle of the ground. They know there's a minute left, so you want to create a bit of chaos. It's good by Draper in the end, but again, here's the chaos. Gee, that was close, wasn't it? Draper to Fyfe. You can see Sarong standing in the middle of the ground loading up, so they're a fingernail away from getting that through the midfield, but Jason Horne-Francis, he's a star. Kicks it to Dixon. 50-50 whether that could have been a free kick or not, but they take the advantage. So the free kick was paid. This is not done correctly here by Port Adelaide. They're lucky to get away with it, but when you win a free kick like they did down the other end, you want to take it, take your 10 seconds, 7, and then kick it long. So they stuffed that up there, Port Adelaide. You can see in the replay there, free kick, maybe not. Another stoppage, another stoppage right here. Fremantle, why are they all on this side of the stoppage? They want to bull rush through this one and trying to get someone on the fly. Interestingly, Jackson's been back position at all of these. Maybe you try something different and change it up to see if Soldo wants to take it and, I don't know, flick it out the back. That's a win to you, but Soldo played well today. He gets it. Where's that going? You know where it's going, to the front of the stoppage. Now, Willie Rioli here gets an opportunity to kill the game out in the full. So, as we know, it's repeat here. You're going to get another opportunity, Fremantle. So this kick here, adversely to Port Adelaide, who have been kicking it near the boundary, this one needs to go to almost the middle of the ground. The players down the ground should know this and dictate it. The Freo forward should be set up right about where the line of the square is. And the kicker, Jeremy Sharp, who's been involved a lot in this last 4 minutes, hasn't he? Needs to kick it there. Everyone knows it's going there. It's a great kick. They've got that right. And as the ball hits hands, it's pretty much what you want. It's getting spoiled. It's a 50-50 here. Could go anywhere. 23 seconds. Michael Walters, top of screen. Great forward for a long time. He knows his role. He's going back to goal, so keep your eye on him. It spills to the ruckman, who gets a kick, who just gets enough pressure on him to underkick that ball. If that's a metre higher, it goes over the Port player. Michael Walters, who's anticipated, has an opportunity to maybe kick a goal with 20 seconds remaining. He doesn't get it done. Port Adelaide go into save the game mode, and it's game over. So I really thought it was an interesting 4 minutes. There was some opportunities there for Fremantle, wasn't there? But they don't get it done. For the second game in a row, they lose one tight. But I really think these are the games you learn from as a player. It's moments like this when the crowd's going wild, old mate's got his shirt off, that you learn to win, right? You learn to win by losing these close ones because, this isn't a game review session where players would be called out individually. There's moments that players, with their time again, do something differently. And they might get their opportunity again over the next few weeks. Caleb Sarong was one of those. Jeremy Sharp was one of those. But that's how it goes sometimes. And Fremantle lose. But I think from a game like this, they're going to learn a lot more than being done by 6 goals. They're the real deal this year. It's Wharfie time. Don't worry about that. And that was BackChat's breakdown and the Fremantle game review.